Hello, we need to discuss type of infection with the home remedies. I discovered that many people have infection, and the thing that we need to cure those infection are with their domain. They have the materials and everything they need, but yet they're still moving around looking for a doctor to cure their infection. But I'm telling you today, if you can watch this film to the end, if you can watch this video to the end, you will be able to cure your infection without spending much money. You can just go into your kitchen, to your kitchen wardrobe, and take some of these things, because most of these things are cooking materials. Although they may have different symptoms, a diagnosis can be tricky even for an experienced doctor. Part of the problem is that you could have more than one of the same. You can have more than one at the same time. That is a major issue many ladies face. They have more than one infection at the same time. That is the major issue. The symptom of vaginal infection will also vary based on cause of your infection. Bacterial infection typically cause grey, yeast, white or yellow discharge. This discharge may have fishy-like odor that's easily noticed after sex. Yeast infection typically produce itching. If discharge is present, it may be thick and white and look like cottage cheese. Trichomoniasis is a condition that can produce vaginal itching and odor. Discharge from this infection is typically greenish yellow and maybe frothy. Now let's talk about what are the causes of vaginal infection. Common causes of vaginal infections are bacterial infections. Certain bacteria are commonly found in your vagina, as overgrowth of these bacteria can cause bacterial vaginosis. Yeast infection. Yeast infection are usually caused by a fungus called Candida albicans. Now, some ladies notice that their vagina smell, maybe for one way or the other. They just notice that if they pull up their underwear, the odor will come out. Why? How come? I'm not a dirty person. I don't have more than one boyfriend. I only sleep with only my husband. Fine. I bet you, if you can watch the video to the end, you will understand why reason your vagina is bringing out some odor and how you can cure them, how you can make it look nice. Smell down there. Most vagina have their own natural scent. Put that in mind, which is totally normal. The vagina clean itself. Due to this, you don't need any kind of scent spray or do special vaginal cleansing products. Please put this in mind. Mark those as something you should never put near your vagina. I mean spray, vaginal cleansing product, please, is a chemical product. Don't put it near your vagina. There are certain things that can change your vaginal odor. The first thing to understand is that the vagina has its own microbiome. So like the mouth and the gut, it's loaded with bacteria, says Karim Brodman, MD, an obgyn in NYC and assistant clinical professor at the Mosina School of Medicine. Normally, the vagina contains bacteria strain Lactobacillus acidophilus, which keep the vaginal pH acidic rather than alkaline. Due to the production of lactic acid, say Dr. Brodman, the vagina is airtight in this acidic state and can keep less favorable bacteria, which can lead to bad odor in cysts. So how do you know if your smell is normal or not? It should not smell fishy or be strong enough to smell from afar. Say Dr. Brodman, smell something off. Here are a few abnormal reasons your vagina might smell. Bacterial vaginosis, trichomoniasis, yeast infection, cells, trap tampon, sweat. Abnormal reason why my vagina might smell. Bacterial vaginosis. If you have a bacterial infection such as bacterial vaginosis, you might notice a fishy odor. It occurs when there is an overgrowth of less favorable bacteria, say Dr. Broman. When these bacteria start to predominate in the vagina, Lactobacillus species. Remember the good guys, decline less lactic acid is produced, and the vaginal pH rises, changing from acidic to alkaline. See, explain. This change in the pH balance is what often makes the difference between a natural smell and a strong, unnatural odor that may be accompanied by discharge. The discharge occur because of the inflammatory change in the vaginal cell. Dr. Broman adds, the good news is that bacterial vaginosis is not sexually transmitted and can be treated with an antibiotic. Just avoid touching, as it can increase the risk of bacterial vaginosis. Yeast infection, the OG of down there problem. Yeast infection can lead to various abnormal odors, say Dr. Landry. Fortunately, they can be treated with roots and herbs, so there's no need to worry about anything too serious. An easy way to know if you have a yeast infection is by looking for symptoms such as cottage chest, like discharge and vaginal itching, irritation and or redness. Say, to prevent yeast infection, pee after having sex. Change out of sweat workout clothes after a workout and use condom when you want to have sex. Trichomoniasis. If you smell something fishy, literally it could be trichomoniasis, a sexually transmitted infection that often does not show symptoms, which can make it tricky to diagnose. If you notice anything that at all, it could be a different vaginal odor. Vaginal irritation and a thin discharge that can be clear, white yellowish or greenish. Explain Nathan Landry, MD, and in Louis agents and quotes on the doctor. The good news, Sex. You know that sex may in the bedroom after a run between the seats. It could be your natural vaginal secretions interacting with semen. The vaginal odor is exacerbated even more when an ejaculation occurs into vagina. Say Dr. Brunner, sperm has an alkaline pH. The alkaline pH mixes in with the bacteria release an amine odor which is detected as fishy. Say Dr. Broman, so why the odor might not super? Says there are nothing wrong here. A trap tampon. Sound painful, right? Surprisingly enough, it happens and it can smell bad. If it smell like rotten meat, it could be a tampon that trap, say Dr. Landry. If a tampon is left in place all day, or if it is forgotten and left in the vagina for days, it causes a bad odor. Dr. Brunman, what more? A living in tampon for too long can lead to more dangerous issues like toxic shock syndrome, which can be life-threatening if not treated immediately, say Dr. Landry. Needless to say, you want to book it today. If you can't remember whether you change your tampon in the last 24 hours and smell something strange, and although less common, you can also trap others. Sweat, sweat, sweat. Admit it. You feel like many a heat class feeling strong, but with a sweat crust and a stains waft through your legging. If you sweat a bit more than usual from exercise or otherwise, wearing a tighter and constricting underwear or workout legging or are on your period, you might notice a muscle smell, say Dr. Landry. She suggests changing your underwear, getting out of those sweat workout clothes and washing the vagina lightly with warm water in it. Crazy fish and food. Plus at night you can dish the pants altogether to let your vagina breathe. Let's talk about coconut oil. Coconut oil is a fatty oil derived from the flesh of coconut. The oil has many health benefits, including antifungal properties. Studies have shown that coconut oil is effective against C. applicans, making this home remedy one of the few with strong evidence that it actually works. To treat a vaginal yeast infection, use coconut oil. Be sure to buy pure organic coconut oil. And you can do coconut oil by yourself. Then all you need to do is apply the oil directly to the affected area, that means to your vagina. Home remedy for vaginal infection. You can also make use of apple cider vinegar. One popular yeast infection remedy is an apple cider vinegar bath. Vinegar has many medicinal uses, some more proven by research than others. When you add a half cup of apple cider vinegar to a lukewarm bathtub and soak for 20 minutes, the acidic compound of the vinegar can eliminate any harmful microorganisms, including yeast. An apple cider vinegar bath is not the same as douching. which aim to flush out all bacteria, good and bad, from your vagina. Doing so leave you more prone to a reoccurrence of the yeast infection. Do not dodge with apple cider vinegar. Vinegar should be diluted in water before touch the skin. You should also consider adding apple vinegar to your diet. Then number 3, garlic. As you can see, you can find garlic anywhere around you. Especially those of Africa country, garlic is very cheap. And why reason? I give you series of herbs and their effects and the power they have to cure infections and male vaginal infection. Is that I discovered that some of these herbs, root and herbs, may not be in your country. Like Africa country, I know ginger, garlic, and some of those things are very cheap. It's a common root and herbs. But like some other country, like America, it's like ginger and garlic is a little bit scarce and costly. Like Europe. But if you go through this video, there must be one that is very cheap in your country to get and is easy for you to do. And if you can watch this video to the end and you make use of one of these herbs and root as I instructed, vaginal infection will never come near you again, and you will always be free of vaginal infection. Now let's talk about garlic. Garlic. In a 2005 lab study trusted source, garlic was shown to be an effective candida killer, but there's debate over whether it help cure yeast infection outside of a lab setting. If you like to try garlic to treat a yeast infection, add more garlic to your diet. Many people recommend inserting garlic in vagina, though burn and significant pain have been reported due to this. If you cannot insert, you should stick with adding garlic in food and eat it raw as early as possible in the morning before meal.